Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's vlog is going to be about the most dangers that is based on my observation and research. Okay, so I put number one, the most dangers in the Philippines would be actually yourself. And the reason I'm saying this to yourself, if you behave a certain way. You come from a country that's considered rich compared to the Philippines lifestyle here. Now if you're going to be flashy, thick golden necklace, thick rings on you, golden sunglass frames, and showing off your money, spreading it around like you're really wealthy, you're going to put yourself out to danger real fast. If you let people know how much money you're getting as a retired person, you should never reveal that. Even if they're going to ask questions from you, tricky questions, just to pull it out of you. Do you get more than 2,000, or you get close to 2,000 or 3,000 a month? And if you answer something like, well, close to it, then they can zero in how much you're really getting. So, a few people already died here, foreigners, because of the lifestyle they had. And especially, you're bragging about your money, you're putting yourself out to danger. So this was my number one on the list. Number two would be the oceans and the rivers. Everybody loved the Philippine beaches. One of them is more beautiful than the other one. But the dangers what's under the water is one of the number one is the jellyfish. I used to live in Florida. I went down to Daytona Beach a lot. I've seen jellyfish there once in a while, but none of them were deadly like over here in the Philippines. One of the worst one here is called the boxed jellyfish. It has huge, long tentacles. So if you're swimming in the ocean, then you don't see it, it can just scrape against you. You're going to end up with some horrible scars on your skin. You're going to look like some terrible varicose veins, and it swells. Many times you can end up in an emergency room and can be in serious trouble. The other one is the shark. The sharks are, a lot of people say in the Philippines, oh, I've never seen a shark. Doesn't mean they don't exist. My wife thinks there's no sharks really on the beaches because she never seen one, and she swam on the beach as a young girl. But you cannot dismiss them. And the more overfished the ocean is becoming, especially the Pacific Ocean, from China's side, Indonesia and Philippines, the sharks are willing to come out more to the shallow waters and attack the people and have a free snack on them. Okay, and number three would be venomous snakes. Well, in the Philippines, what I've seen throughout my researches is more than 170 kind of snakes. Not all of them are venomous, but the ones that are venomous are extremely deadly. At least 15 of them very, very deadly. One of the most dangerous one is the spitting cobra. Now, I never thought that the cobra can spit so precise, and the distance it can spit is 7 meters distance. Can you imagine from a snake spitting 7 meters far? That's really far. And they're so accurate, many times they aim for the eyes. If it gets you in the eyes, most likely you go blind. It just can make it to the emergency room, especially in the Philippines, and get some help. Now if you get bitten by one, most likely you only got 30 minutes to go to the emergency room, and you have to know what bit you. If you can describe it, the time they take your blood sample and everything, and time is over. Your heart practically paralyzes, your blood starts to become jello, so the circulation completely stops. So you got to stay away. If you're planning to buy a land here, or you like outdoors, always be very cautious about these snakes. Other one, spiders. There's a lot of spiders here, I noticed that. Even when we moved in this house we're renting, it was vacant for a long time, so the spiders took over the place. And many different kinds of spiders, some of them not dangerous, some of them bites like a flea, but you got the black widow. It has a little red dot on it, so you should be able to recognize it. And again, that can cause extreme pain, swelling, high fever, and you can end up in emergency room. Some people with weak immune system can actually die from the bite of a black widow spider. Scorpions. There's a whole bunch of kind of scorpions here, but there's one that stands out. It's about 3 to 5 inches long, a black scorpion. No scorpion sting is good, pleasant, but the black one is really bad. I mean, it can get you, make you end up in a hospital. So when you move in a new place, and let's say some of the properties around the houses are neglected, tall grass or weeds, always be careful of the snakes and spiders and scorpions. I lived in Florida. We didn't have crocodiles there, at least I'm not aware of it. But here in the Philippines, there's crocodiles. Certain areas a lot more than others, and also saltwater crocodiles. There's some accidents that people get chewed up, eaten up, but also some people eat the crocodiles as well. So be careful when you go in the waters, always use common sense. Okay. This is mainly what I'm talking about for people who's planning to come to the Philippines. Prepare yourself that there's dangers like this. This is the tropical climate here, so you're going to have a lot more different kind of bugs and animals and snakes than any other places in the world. Okay. Ants. I'll tell you, Florida has a real bad danger of fire ants. Those little suckers can bite like acid right into your skin. Well, I thought when I moved here that fire ants don't exist here, but they do. And also there's other kind of ants too. And since you're in a tropical climate, I myself walk in flip-flops a lot. I just went out to the patio the other day and drank my coffee in the morning and got bitten 3 or 4 places. It's not life-threatening unless your immune system is weak, but the darn thing can make you itch for 2 or 3 days. It's really, really bad. Okay. Also, there's a octopus here in the Philippines. It's called a blue ring octopus. It also has a deadly venom. It can inject in you, so you better be careful if you like to go swim like at the coral reefs underwater. So just use common sense. Now, one of the, I would probably put this in a number 1 position, the traffic, the way they drive here. Almost nobody keeps themselves to the rules, the traffic laws, barely any stop signs. And even if there's a stop sign, it's like, the interesting thing is it's a very small, tiny stop sign, or I noticed. And many times the tree limbs cover up so you can't even see it, but nobody stops. Even if there's a stop sign, nobody stops. They can enter into a main highway, and for some reason they think they have the right to go before you go when you're on the highway. Also the trikes. Many trikes don't just deliver people, there's many of them being used for construction work. And they buy these long metal studs, but sticks out in front of it at least 2-3 meters, and behind it 2-3 meters. And 1 out of the 100 maybe have a red flag on it, so it's visible, but the rest of them don't. And many times the driver itself forgets that they're delivering something long, and when it sticks out further, they actually turn right into your vehicle. They forget they're sticking out. Or the backside sweeps across everything. So, extreme dangers. Also, flying things off the trucks. Many times I see big trucks speeding like crazy for some reason. They never travel in an outside line like in other countries. trucks can only go in the inside lane when they pass and they have to go outside. Here they always occupy the inside lane. And many times the load is not tied down and you see things flying off. Well, one day I even saw a whole sack of rice dropping off the truck, and the truck driver didn't even notice it, just kept on driving. So, other thing, when you go to cities, especially older cities, you see construction sites. If you see them right next to the sidewalk, I strongly recommend go to the other side, because there's always something flying off the scaffolds, especially if there's a windy day. The rules over here are not being enforced like you would live in America. OSHA comes out and they check the planks, the safety rails, harness, hard hats. People work in flip-flops on a construction site. I see them every day. They might wear a hard hat, but that's the only safety they have. So very dangerous. Also, what I noticed, and I don't know why the people do this here, when you're in a parking lot and you're backing out with your vehicle, there's always somebody in the last second going to walk right behind you. To me, common sense, when you see a moving vehicle backing up, stop. What's the big deal? Stop, let the vehicle go. Especially if you're sure that they didn't see you, but walking purposely and taking your sweet time, that's just ridiculous. It's asking for trouble. Nobody wants you to get hurt, and nobody should get hurt at all, right? Just let's practice common sense. Also, the other thing, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes is a pretty big problem here in the Philippines. Just from my wife's side, 3 or 4 of her relatives ended up in a hospital, an emergency room, due to mosquito bit them. It's called dengue. They turn in yellowish. First the eyeball, then the whole skin. Very high fever they're going through for a few days. Dengue. Okay, I didn't say it right. Called dengue. So it's pretty bad, and especially when you live near forest, lots of plants, or stale water like rice fields and things, they're always going to be there. Other one, malaria. Yes, it still exists even in the year 2025. You can get that too from the darn mosquitoes. So just best thing to do is spend about $20–30, and where you leave, hang it outside the front of your door. That blue light, purple light, it attracts the bugs and zaps them right away. And even that way, you're still going to have some coming in the house. Okay? Let's see. Drinking water. It's been advised before you leave any country coming to the Philippines, don't drink the tap water. Just the smell of it, anywhere I went in the Philippines so far, I've been in Cebu, Davao, Manila, Butuan, and other places. Certain times of the day especially, they shock the water, I guess, at the plants. It really smells like chemicals and like chlorine and who knows what else. You don't want to drink that. Even people who live here should not drink it, but the immune system is used to it more than when you come from another country. So I strongly recommend use bottled water, and even some of the bottled water are poor quality, I noticed that. Best to get a good filtration system. Now, one day I was waiting for my wife. She went to the market, and I usually stay in the vehicle because many times when you see foreigner, they jack up the prices. So I let her do the shopping herself, unless it's a lot of items she's planning to buy, then I go with her. But I watched this vendor nearby. He was selling coconut water, fresh coconut water. Open up the coconut with his chopper and pour it in a bucket. I liked what I seen, but what I seen in a few minutes, I said, wow, I can't believe it. And I myself ended up in the past drinking it. I didn't know that what's the dangers of it. So he had a separate container with this little, about this thick, this long, like a plastic sleeve. And they usually fill it up at home with tap water. And they put it in the freezer, freeze it down, and when they go out and sell coconut water or other kind of drinks, they cut the guy was actually with his teeth open up the bag, plastic bag, and drop one after, like 20 sticks of ice into the fresh coconut water. And I thought to myself, if that really came from a tap water, can you imagine, you think you're going to drink some healthy, fresh, refreshing coconut water with all its benefits, but then you're getting it zapped with unhealthy, toxic water. But they're not going to tell you that when you buy it. So, be careful of that. Best if you just buy yourself a coconut, open up at home, but even better, take a couple of containers with you, thermos or pitchers. When you see these vendors outside on the road, so cheap, 25 pesos a coconut, green coconut. And for that, they even cut it for you, put a hole in it, and pour it right into the container for you, what you bring. So that's the best thing, and you take it home, put it in the refrigerator, cool it down, and get something refreshing and safe. Okay, now, tuberculosis. It's a big thing in the Philippines. I almost forgot that tuberculosis even exists until I came to the Philippines. Most of the places it still occurs is out in the province. A lot of people, not everybody poor in the province, but the majority of the people are really struggling on a day-to-day basis. And because of that, their life, the quality of their life is extremely basic. Many of them doesn't even have a CR, and I'm not joking when I say a CR, what we call bathroom, toilet, where you would go. Many of them still goes out in a dense, not forest, but where they can hide behind something, shrubs or something. Now, many times these provinces are near the oceans, and when they have a high tide and a lot of rain, ocean water comes, and a lot of our CRs also not modernized yet. So they have a hole in the ground and a simple thing built over it so you can sit on it and just do your thing. And when the tide comes out and a heavy rain, sometimes goes up to waist high. And then what happens, lift up all the crap, the human waste from the CRs. It all goes to everywhere, people's houses, you name it. Sometimes it's there for 2 or 3 days before the low tide comes and the rain stops. Now, the disease due to all this germs, bacteria, spreads in everybody's house. Very seldom that people would go and with the sanitizer spray the table legs, the chairs. They might mop the floor, but you really got to use some disinfecting chemicals to get rid of all the germs. And if they can barely afford to eat, how are they going to buy the disinfecting things? And many people, when they have tuberculosis due to this one of the thing, the other one is due to a low immune system. Like, imagine 3 times a day you eat rice, and when you're in that condition as they are, you would not believe the poverty. Sometimes that's all they eat. Or if they can gather fruits from neighboring trees, if they're lucky, catch some fish, some clams from the mud nearby lakes, then that's what they eat. But all of the people basically are malnourished. Now when they're malnourished, they're going to get sick much easier. And all kind of problems going to happen. When they get tuberculosis, it takes them sometimes a whole year to get out of it. But sometimes they don't even know, so they cough on you. Very seldom I see them covering their mouth, the hand, but if they do they wash their hands off? I don't know, if they shake your hand, there you go, you can get it as yourself. One time, I got really sick sitting in Jollibee, and this guy behind me on the table, while we're waiting for the food, he kept coughing, and I can feel the wind of it coming. I turned back and looked at him, I told myself, man, what a disrespectful son of a gun. I mean, you know, how long, I mean, why is it so difficult to cover your mouth? And if you know you have the problem, put a darn mask on. Not going to be 100% protected, but at least do it, but don't cough on another person. But anyway, I went home 2-3 hours and I felt sick. Good thing it wasn't tuberculosis, but I was sick for a couple of days. I had fever that same day, and I keep up my immune system pretty good. So you got to be real careful. Now my final is going to be about the cooking oils. You guys think there's no danger in the cooking oils, but there's a lot that you wouldn't believe. For example, when you go on the street and buy, let's say, a fried chicken that's been cooked in oil, what do you think, what kind of oil are they using? Just think about it. I'm sure they're not going to use olive oil. They're not going to use coconut oil either. When you guys go to a store, go to the section where they sell the cooking oils. And in most of the stores that I've seen so far, they have a bag, a plastic bag this long, about diameter like this, 3 inches, and it's tied on top. No name, no nothing on it. So who knows what kind of oil is that? So would you just willing to buy an oil and you don't know what kind of oil you're cooking your food in? Oils are one of the also #1 enemies to our immune system, health system, because they can clog up the arteries, cause circulatory problems. And I noticed a lot of Philippine people have high blood pressure. And I especially noticed that out in the province. My wife's relatives live out in the province, and 1 in every 3rd person have high blood pressure. And when I talk with them and I give them some advice, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I pay attention to my diet and what's healthy, what's not. Try to live the healthiest lifestyle possible. But I explain it to them that why is it real bad for you and what can cause these problems. So you need to switch. But the problem is they can afford to switch. So they buy whatever they can get. So they say money doesn't bring happiness. Bullshit. When you have enough money, you can buy yourself the better products, the better food, healthier stuff, right? You live a longer life. It's not just to live a longer life, but a healthy life. So this was the last item I was going to talk about. What you guys think about it? Like I said, I gave this vlog towards people who's planning to come to the Philippines, and also people who might not be aware of this kind of dangers in the Philippines. Every country has its own dangers, but since I live here in the Philippines, I'm talking about the Philippine dangers. Okay? Try to enjoy your life. Just because there's dangers out there doesn't mean we cannot be happy and enjoy life. Just use caution. Thank you for your time, and please come back again. Enjoy your day.